the only philosopher who ever solved the problem of how to make prescriptive judgments, or how to explain the truth or falsity of prescriptive judgment was Aristotle. And in one paragraph he says, on the one hand, our theoretical statements, our descriptive statements are true by the agreement of the mind with reality. But when we say ought or ought not, when we make prescriptive judgments, the truth lies in conformity to right desire. I puzzled about that for a long time. And that would be fine if I knew what right desire is. Now, what's right desire? Well, right desire is what I ought to desire. Well, what ought I to desire? Then I found the answer. I ought to desire what I need. Because when you think of the word need, what you mean by need, have you ever thought of something and said, well, that man has a wrong need? Wrong wants, I understand. I mean, I point to lots of people who think want the wrong thing. But can a person need something? Can a person need by nature something that's bad for his nature? I think not. Every need is a right desire for something that's really good for the person that needs it. And since we all have the same human nature, and our potentialities are the same, our inherent natural needs are the same, that is the basis of our moral judgments.
All right, let's see if we can make this more concrete for people by playing fill in the blank.
All right.
And I will call out the blank and you fill it in with only what you consider to be those needs all of us need because we're human.
Right.
All right. Men and women need
food.
Because
they're human animals.
Men and women need
friends.
Because
they're social animals. They need to associate with their fellow human beings.
Men and women need
liberty.
Because
by nature they have free choice, and they need liberty of action in order to execute their free choice.
Men and women need
knowledge. Because they have minds that are empty, just as their stomachs are empty, and that those minds crave filling, just as their stomachs crave filling. The filling the mind craves tends toward is knowledge.
Men and women need
peace, a civil society in which there's peace.
Because
that peace provides them with the conditions of life that they need in order to pursue happiness.
You don't mention, when you talk about the biological needs, you don't mention sex. And it seems to me that food is necessary for an individual to survive, but sex is necessary for the race to survive. And therefore, sex is as important to the race as food is to the individual.
Sex is a very complex thing. Since sex can take place without reproduction, without the reproduction of the race, we have to separate sex from reproduction. The question is whether or not the deprivation of... I'm glad you mentioned it, because one of the things I should have said was pleasure. All human beings need pleasure.
Because
they are animals that suffer pleasure and pain, and pleasure is a fulfilling experience, and pain is a disturbing and distressing experience. Now, pleasures are of various kinds. There are the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of the spirit. I would include sexual pleasure among the pleasures, but I don't think it's the only pleasure men need.